We want to show that root 8 over root 8 minus 2 can be written in the form n plus root n. So when you're doing these, they always follow the same sort of pattern. What you need to do is you're trying to rationalize the denominator. Rationalize means make the number rational, so there won't be any square roots of numbers with primes in them, or pi's or anything like that. And the way to do it with this is actually to times by a number with the opposite sign in the middle. So if it's a minus, times by something with a plus, and if it's a plus, times by something with a minus, because then you're using difference of two squares, which I showed in another video of this paper. This idea that a squared, so let's just rub that out so it's neat. So a squared plus b squared, not b plus, a good one, okay, is equal to a minus b times a plus b. And the order of that doesn't really matter. Okay, you could have a plus b times a minus b if you wanted. Okay, order doesn't matter. But anyway, and because of this, when you times these two things together, you get two square numbers, which means the square roots disappear. So we're going to times by square root of 8 plus 2 over the square root of 8 plus 2. If you times top and bottom by the same number, you're effectively timesing by 1, so it doesn't change. So do root 8 times root 8 gives me 8. Root 8 times by 2 gives me 2 root 8. Now, you could just multiply this out fully, or you could just remember this rule. So if this is true, then we're going to get root 8 squared, which is just 8. And then we're just going to get minus 2 squared, which is minus 4. And I'll just demonstrate that it does just come to that by doing the old FOIL trick. So first, outer, inner, last two things. First two things gives me 8. Outer two things, 2 root 8. Inner two things, minus 2 root 8. And last two things, minus 4 when you multiply them out. And you can see these two will cancel to leave me 8 minus 4. So on the bottom we've got 4. So if we simplify this, we get 8 divided by 4 is 2, and we divide this by 4 as well to get a half root 8, which is not quite what they want because n's an integer. Root n plus root n is an integer. So what have we got to do? What have we still got to do here? And I'm just thinking I might have made a mistake. Let me just keep going through because 2 root 8. I have made a mistake there. Just spotted it. The reason why I knew I'd made a mistake, so as you know how to spot when you make mistakes, is because I knew that, and I would have eventually got to there, is that I'm not going to be able to take a factor of 4 out from root 8 and divide with the 4 that I had on the bottom. And it is 2 divided by 4 is not a quarter, it's equal to a half. That's where my mistake came. It's quite useful to see me make mistakes and to see how I spot them, because notice I did that on the fly and knew that I inherently gone wrong, and it's knowing how to spot these mistakes will save you. So we got 2. Now root 8 is the same as square root of 4 times the square root of 2, and the square root of 4 is just 2. So you get 2 plus a half times 2 times square root of 2. So there you go, that root 4 is the same as that 2. And a half times 2 is just 1. So we're left with 2 plus 1 lot of root 2, which gives us our answer just like they wanted it.